You know what it is, guys. It is going to be a war that is happening today. It is Forbidden Memories against Tier 0, and I'm gonna hop in right off the bat, and along with me, and I almost forgot to put it, I have Tnobes99 with me. Hello again.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're already into their first game. FM's starting with Onomat, looks like, and it looks like Trap Dexter will be playing Star Seraph Dark Lords. Going second. Trap Dexter will be able to potentially out him with the Book of Moon, but we'll see if he has that into Star Seraph combo.
Yup. Now he still is going to be able to get the Book of Moon depending of the eggshell draws he gets, and maybe the Star Seraph as well. Since these
So
are
just
like
the
the two
contact
mechanics.
here,
Oh yeah, speak on.
potentially going to look for a bait with the effect, but with the 3 back row looking like he's just going to pass on that, and he does. Still a pretty good board for Trap, unless he has Trunade, and of course there's the Trunade. We might see a potential Fiendish Chain or Karma Cut being flipped here with the 3 back row.
Or even a Book of Moon, which is one of the possibilities, but I mean, I think if he had the Book of Moon, he will have used it right off the bat, wouldn't he?
Yeah, all 3 go back to the hand, wow. And Sister's gonna add, what did he add last time? He added a Bolt last time, so he's gonna just add a Wind here. Probably gonna try and out the Ixchel. There might be a Tezen, or Ixchel will try and use the effect to chain, probably. Actually, probably not, because it'll just get negated, so he'll just allow that to go through.
That's gonna be
a quick first game, yeah. Not really much Trap could do there. I'm kind of curious to know what the back row was with 3 back row, but
yeah,
I'm guessing
Forbidden Lances
actually.
Forbidden Lances will be maybe one of them though.
It's possible. I know with the Destiny Draw builds, Lance opts to not be played as much, but who would have known with the back row being brought back? I know, like, with the Destiny Draw build, usually like Fiendish Chain, Karma Cut, Book of Moon are usually staple traps, but given the fact that 3 got returned there, I have no idea, but in any case, FM takes a quick first game off of Destiny Draw, Star Seraph Dark Lord, and now the question is, will they repeat this?
Yeah, the thing is that having such kind of win is putting right off the bat pressure to the losing team right now, so they may want to go for repeat, but in terms of matchup, maybe they'll go for the other deck, depending on the deck that Trap Dexter has, as for the second deck.
Yeah, it's tough because you don't usually want to repeat as a lead pair, but in this case, with Star Seraph Dark Lord being pretty good, if the other deck is, for instance, Blue Eyes, it might actually be worth repeating. But it seems that they are going to repeat right now. Yeah.
So Tier 0 going yet again for Dark Lord. Completely understandable choice here. I mean, having a loss due to hate Trunade, you don't want that to happen again. You want to show that Dark Lord is a polyvalent deck, and there's a reason why it is tier 1. I completely understand. No, yet again.
Yeah, like the other problem is if the other deck was like Blue Eyes, for instance, it's just it loses harder to Trunade than this usually, because you can set up the trap. Usually, it's just with Trap Dexter's hand, it was a little awkward.
That is
true. So the Trunade really made it tough. We'll see what happens this time, though. It seems like
there's a very
Ken
good
has
stuff.
A slightly better hand. Yeah, he does have the Dodo draw this time around, so he will get that extra material later.
Yep.
He's going to use Child to boost to level 6, and then is going to summon his Onomatopoeia from the graveyards. potentially... I'm just going to pass on that. Yeah, that makes sense. Now the question is, does Trap have the book into star combo this time around? He does go with the scepter first, making me want to believe he doesn't have book. Baits it out. He does go for the chair, though. Does he have another one is the question.
Yep. If he has another one, it is going to be very beneficial for Trap Lee. Doesn't seem so. So now he's going to be playing around Dark Lord cards instead of the instant Xyz with the Star Seraph cards.
Yeah, definitely not an ideal position, but I mean, he could still do some... He still has some Dark Lord plays available. He might go Ixchel draw here into contact, grab the trap. That's always an option, but we'll see how good his hand is right now.
Exactly. If it is, for example, if he has an Ixchel in hand, or if he doesn't have it, maybe he could set it up, or otherwise maybe he wants to, let's say, save resources before going for Ixchel. Maybe look for another card such as the Banishment, maybe? Not Banishment,
It's
sorry.
definitely possible,
Sanctified.
yeah.
I wanted to say Sanctified.
Sanctified, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting confused sometimes with the cards. I don't know what goes on with me, but he's going to go for Contact instead.
He's getting contact, so he probably has Ixchel in hand if he's getting that. Or he has Nastin, and he does reveal the Nastin.
Yep. Always going to be nice. He has...
He will be able
to
clear the 2 level 4s, but yeah.
Yes, which is going to slow down King Ziho since he didn't do any rank 4 Xyz.
Is going to use the effect because he already has baited out the Bouncer, so he can search whatever he wants.
He's going
to search the Ixchel here. And is going to use the effect, which is a pretty good idea. If one of the Star Seraphs get cleared, then he'll be able to contact back the Ixchel and proc Destiny Draw. Oh, right, he crashed into it anyway, so yeah, he would get it regardless.
Yeah, but that's a very good choice to crash it indeed, so he can get space, then use the effect of Nastin to be able to use the contact that is in the graveyard, to then be able to special summon one of the 2 Dark Lords, Ixchel or Tesca.
Right, and like even if Bouncer negates this, if there's not a significant play that Kin has here, he does guarantee the Destiny Draw next turn. So we'll see what he has. Doesn't look like there's a Trunade. It's just gonna attack.
Does he want to force the Nastin, or will he go for the chair is my question. But I guess he's gonna go for Nastin, maybe? Because if you do so, at least he's forcing the contact, although I think the issue is that you have Banishment that is in the grave. So when Ixchel is going to be special summoned...
I was gonna use Book of Moon here. Yeah, that's a good use of Book there. Now I can end phase, so bring back the Ixchel.
And the main thing is that
or
thanks to the Book of Moon... Yeah, exactly. He can bring Tesca or Ixchel, one of the 2, which is what he wanted, to be able to use the effect instead of having the Bonzer to negate it.
And now he'll likely Destiny Draw into a Banishment here, and potentially try and get the Desire. And that seems to be what he's doing. Yep, he's going to tribute over the chair, or at least he's going to attempt doing it. It might get disrupted by the back row, but we'll see. There's no delay, so probably a bluff back row, and he's going to swing for lethal.
That is indeed going to be lethal.
Yep.
So we're in a 1-1 situation going on right now.
So the repeat paying off here. Takes off Onomat off the table. We'll see what they bring in next. Most likely Blue Eyes. But we'll see how they... We'll see how they chose their lead pair.
Yep. Could be also a mirror match, which is a possibility. Or else I'd say Harpies, but we'll say depending on the tractor. And that's going to be Blue Eyes.
You do see Seto, so it is going to be Blue Eyes.
Duel
Trap going second again. This is probably a matchup where he'd ideally want to go first, but we'll see how good Kin. Oh wait, sorry, he is going first. One set back row. See what else he has, but
if it is the Sanctified, it is, I'd say, going to help him out. But I'm not sure though. Like between Book of Moon and Sanctified, you have like multiple different situations that sort of could be helpful despite the break that you have. Because here's the thing, King Zinho, since he's playing Blue Eyes, you don't see most of them using cards such as Hey True Need or Cosmic Cyclone to get rid of the back row, then go for lethal, for example. It is going to be a deck that instead is based on creating a board full of monsters and maybe have a setup for either Xyz or Synchro by using effects or from cards such as Ancient Rules, get the Blue Eyes with the Melody, for example.
yeah, the main Blue Eyes list is more or less the same. Some text vary. Some people play Karma Cuts, Treacherous Trap Hole, and anything super crazy with the Blue Eyes build. But Book of Moon does come out against the alternative eyes, preventing a spirit from being summoned here. We'll see if that's probably sufficient to go into this next turn. But of course, if Kin has some back row, it's still going to be somewhat problematic for Trap here.
So the Book of Moon is good. Now the real problem is if King Zinho has an Ancient Rule, that's going to be very bad for Trap Dexter.
Yeah, definitely.
So it all depends on the build that King Zinho is playing. And that is going to be an end phase, so special summoning the Blue Eyes from the deck.
No back row though, so if Trap Dexter does have the stick share combo or a way to get to it, that's going to be ideal for him. He does summon the stick, and he reveals the top deck chair. He does get it. And that is going to be huge for Trap Dexter.
So now there's going to go for Deltros as well for the Xyz, I believe.
Yes, he's going to for sure go for Deltaros here because he can pop the alternative and the Blue Eyes, and then if he has Nastin, then he can go for lethal. So we'll see if that's what he ends up having, but he is going to go for the Shark Drake. That is another way to get lethal. He's just going to attack through the...
he's going to attack through the Sage. He's going to attack twice Sage.
Yeah, he had that if the follow-up like Nastin thing did not work, but yeah, this is just another guaranteed way to do it. And it looks like Trap Dexter will take this game and a 2-1 lead.
Shark
Drake doesn't come up too often in terms of OTKs, but when it does happen, it does feel nice. I did get it off a couple times in the KC Cup. But that was one example where, like, him not having back row in that top deck chair was just so good. Saved him the game, and now we'll see what FM will respond with in their counter. Probably... If I were to guess, probably another Blue Eyes, but could be anything.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, maybe they will bring out Harpies actually. No, Harpies will maybe make sense to defeat Darklord. Otherwise, they'll go for some classic matchup between Darklord and Blue Eyes. That's one of the two.
The main advantage with Harpies specifically is that they can OTK fairly easily with Dark Lords. They can get Cyber Angel pretty easily, followed by either Egotist or the spell, and they usually have enough for lethal. Dark Lords usually don't tech Sphere Karibo, so they usually have lethal through the two.
Yes, indeed.
We'll see what they end up doing. Another notable thing with Harpies, though, is they recently got a buff with getting Harpy Oracle in the Tag Duel event. Definitely a good card you guys should consider picking up if you guys haven't grinded the event already.
Yes. Very good for the reason that you can special summon it and also get back one of the spell traps that is made for Harpies from the graveyard to the hand to be able to then cycle through the special summons and then be able to go for the Synchro Harpy or even Xyz if you want to.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just for those follow-up options so that you never run out of Egotists or even the draw trap at times, but usually you'll recycle Egotists.
So now we're just waiting for the second player on Forbidden Memories, which I should have announced it 2 minutes ago, but I'm insanely slow for no reason. But yeah, it's just pretty much going to be one of these two decks that I expect to see, and actually they just begun.
So Zeta hopping onto the table, our world champion, or well, our champion of the KC Cup as of this most recent one. Yeah,
I do hope to see him.
I mean, you're basically. I mean, yeah, it's not really the same thing, but I mean, you are the best in the world when you win a KC Cup. So,
yes,
but it's not exactly a world. Yeah, it's not the same thing, but kind of. In any case, Zeta got number 1 in our last KC Cup, so he's now on the table against Trap. Starting with an Ancient Rules with Sage adding the Stone. And is likely going to go into Spirit here. And he does. He's also going to set a back row, so that if that's a Karma Cut or something, that's actually a super ideal board for turn 1.
Yes, indeed. No, he doesn't have a stone in the grave, but still the fact that he has the Spirit Dragon is good enough to have then the possibility to change into a Zero Dragon, which is going to become beneficial for Zeta definitively.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and if the back row is a Karma Cut or a Divine Wrath, and I guess we'll see like right now if it's one of the two. He'll use Divine Wrath right now if it is. Okay, so he doesn't, so it's likely Karma Cut or a Book of Moon.
Definitively has a chair, so he's gonna be able to go for the 3-star Seraph board. Instant chain, okay.
Yep, not an awful play. He just wants to make sure that he doesn't draw into a potential tech, and he wants to make sure that he has a monster that's protected. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what the back row is.
Actually, come to think, if you wanted to dodge the tech, as you mentioned, I think you should have done it.
Yeah, I should have done it earlier, I guess, but...
Let me play with the sun. Thank you very much for subbing again into Team Wars. But yeah, what I thought is that if you want to dodge the tech, I think doing the Azure, let's say standby phase or draw phase, I think that will be the ideal way to potentially dodge a, how should I say, Book of Moon.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing with like using toggle on tag is to dodge Lightning Vortex, but in this case, you didn't have it. But the Karma Cut does come out against the Scepter, preventing any potential exceed, but Banishments, adding Ixchel into draw 2. Going to see there is no contact to summon the Ixchel here. And Stone
this
likely
is a
going to summon it.
50-50.
Yep.
If Zeta hits the
It's gonna be very
Sanctified, it is going to be insanely beneficial for him, and he is going to be hitting instead a Cosmic Cyclone.
Yeah, unfortunate hit there, seeing as how Cosmic does nothing in current time. However, I guess he drew into the Cosmic Cyclone with the stick chair, otherwise he would have used it before. Kind of
Yes.
unfortunate for Trap there.
That is true. But I mean, right now he's well set, because if Sanctified is the set card on the side of Trap Dexter, he's going to be able to set some control against Zeta. So I think Zeta is gonna go full phase, or at least destroy the 2 level 4.
Yeah, we'll see what he ends up doing here. If he doesn't have a way to go for lethal, he's probably just going to try and clear the 2 chairs and hold this board until next turn. But we'll see what he ends up doing. He is going to go for the Exceed into the Helio. Be thinking about the summon right now.
I don't think he's gonna use the effect of Heliopolis right now, because like he only has 1 card in hand, which I believe is going to destroy 1 card on the field. And if he wants to force the spell trap, I don't think that will be the best, because if he wants to, okay, Sage being normal
He's gonna
summon.
summon Sage, yeah.
Okay.
So now he has the potential to clear 2.
Yes.
Yes.
So
And Karma Cut does get used in response. If Karma wasn't used there, Helio would have tributed both the Sage and the Stone of Legend in hand to pop 2, grab Blue Eyes, and then Stone of Legends could have added back Blue Eyes from the graveyard to proc Ultimate Dragons.
That is true.
But now in this case, Trap Dexter does survive until next turn. And is just going to clear a chair because that's all he can do.
Yep. And it's never bad, because you want to reduce the chances for Trap Dexter to go for Septa that then summons, let's say, another chair. But I do think, yes, exactly, only 2 chairs, so 1 in the grave and 1 in the field, so he has a possibility to have, maybe he has the Scepter and the chair in hand, and if that's the case, Trap is in a good position.
Yep, we'll see for sure if he has that or not. But he is going to go for 11-year play here. Also pretty good. He's going to clear the 2 monsters with the 2 cards in hand being, I believe, Blue Eyes and the Stone of Legend that he added earlier.
Yes, exactly.
Going to be pretty good. Oh, he actually isn't using the effect. Yeah, that makes sense. He's just going to out the Azure Eyes here. No need to pop both. He is going to actually get more damage this way.
Yes. If he used the effect of Levineer, he will have done 1,800 damage because of the Scepter, which will have left Zeta with 2,200 life points.
And Zeta does top deck a Blue Eyes. That is huge.
That is true.
Now Zeta will be able to get a won't be able to get Neo Blue Eyes, but he will be able to get Twin, and that's going to be enough to out the 11-year, as well as potentially as probably the Scepter. He's not in danger of proccing D-Draw right now, so no reason not to go for the damage.
So now it's gonna be the turn of Trap. He does have a Scepter.
And he does get it. Oh my goodness, it's back-to-back
Sheesh.
top decks. First Zeta top decks the Blue Eyes to get
Sheesh.
his twin. Then Trap top decks what he needs to make a rank 4 exceed, and that is likely going to do it. Trap Dexter
He even goes
takes
for the
another
Ouroboros.
game.
Yep.
The miraculous draw. Granted, there weren't a lot of cards left in the decks.
Yeah,
but
I was
in
actually
any
thinking...
case, he does get what he needs.
Because, like, I think the Legionnaire isn't, you know, a priority to destroy. You want to usually destroy the level 4s, in my opinion, to just prevent from this kind of situation to happen, even though it is rare, because it still means the player will have a possibility to go for an Xyz, which was the case, and that's how Trap Dexter gets the points.
Yeah. In hindsight, yeah, it would have been better to attack both the Star Seraphs to prevent a potential exceed from happening. So unfortunate situation for FM there, as Levenier wouldn't have been able to do much to the.
And FM is going to go for repeat, actually. Very fast repeats, understandable repeats, is what I say.
Yep, we do get confirmation of a repeat.
And the first turn is going to go for Zeta this time instead of Trap.
Mm-hmm. Which is usually ideal for Blue Eyes if they do get a reasonable hand. There is the Cards of Consonant, so we are going to see... Oh, we see the Legend being discarded instead of the Ancients. Interesting.
Yep. The more ugly stone compared to the Stone of Ancients, by the way. Because the Ancient
Oh, he
Stone
has another one
shines more.
anyway. Alright, double Cards of
Well,
Consonants, yeah, that's gonna be
double
huge.
Pot of Greed, as we call. He's also going to open Sage to then be able to get the other Ancient Stone.
Yeah, it's a pretty good hand, especially if he has a way to, Oh, he
Only
doesn't have a
one
way
back row,
to
though.
get to Spirit.
I think it is still doable even if you have one back row, but the ideal will have been to maybe have a second one, just in case.
Yeah, somewhat underwhelming in terms of like activating 2 constants and ending on that board, especially because Trap could potentially Cosmic into a play now, but it looks like he is going to try an extra draw into something. So no Cosmic, but it looks like he will be going for Stick Chair here. Yep, he does have it. Zeta likely has the Carmen response though, so likely won't be seeing an exceed here, but Trap will be getting some draws here.
He doesn't have the cure, and it's
Oh, he
Cosmic
does have the
Cyclone, which is going to
Cosmic.
respond
I
already.
guess he drew it, yeah.
Though it forces a Karma Cut, which will have happened eventually, so...
Yes. The main thing right now is, or the main benefit of doing this now is if he has like another chair or draws into a stick,
if he has another
and he
chair or
can
scepter,
take
he is able, by the effect of chair, to special summon it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's the main benefit of using Cosmic right now, is he still has the potential to go into an exceed here.
Exactly, and if that's the case...
Oh, there's a delay!
is-
There's a delay!
No,
He
which
drew
card is it? He
drew
has the
stick.
scepter.
He drew stick. Oh my goodness!
So no NXS does is going to be able to destroy the Blue Eyes, and if he has
Oh
a
my
Neston...
goodness!
Well, actually, no, I forgot, yeah. He plays Shark Drake.
Yep, he has the Shark Drake OTA once again. Wow,
Unbelievable.
that's crazy. Trap drawing exactly what he needed there, and that is exactly why using Cosmic in that interaction was so important. Trap takes another game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is definitively the most ideal place to use Cosmic Cyclone. If you have any scepter or chair in your hand that then you can special summon by the effect of chair. So Zeta is gonna have to be out of the table. So another player is going to be joining on the side of Forbidden Memories.
Yeah, unfortunate turn of events for Zeta. It really came back to that one game where he called the wrong order of attacks, left one chair on the field, and then Trap Dexter, drawing what he needed, was able to make the rank 4 exceed to win the game. Had he gone for the two Star Seraph combos, or sorry, had he gone for the two Star Seraph monsters rather, you probably would see Trap Dexter off the table, but what's done is done, and now we're waiting for Forbidden Memories' next player.
Yep. I just wonder if they'll go yet again for another Blue Eyes, which will make sense. I mean, unless they go for Harpy.
It seems likely, but yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see Harpy. I mean, Blue Eyes seems like the safest option to come in against us, but
True.
I mean, there was definitely some bad luck with that second game, with Cards of Consonance not really drawing into something super notable. But
yeah, I think just having a second back row will have helped him out at least.
It would have definitely helped out in terms of like the Cosmic, but yeah.
Yeah, in terms of Cosmic and in terms of, let's say, if he has a Nessa or just any Dark Lord play to do.
Trap pretty much playing these first few games perfect, so nothing really much else to say.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say yet again. I mean, every time we're speaking about the Dark Lord and Blue Eyes matchup, I don't know why, I feel it is one of these matchups I can least talk about because of how often I got to see. But you know what? Let me just remove the screen. Let's focus on the next match. We're gonna have Snake on the table. So Snake against
We could
Trap.
also potentially see level log Dark Lords, but looks like another Blue Eyes is coming out.
Yup.
Yeah. And Blue Eyes will get to go first again, so...
Will he get the two Cards of Consonance, is my question.
He just needs to draw something a little better than Zeta that last game. He does start with Cards of Consonance, and he does have the Sage. Now, does he have the alternative or the Melody is the question.
Or even an Ancient Rules in this case, but he's going to have the two back row.
He will have two back row as opposed to last time where Zeta just had one, so that will at least be somewhat helpful for Snek. Unfortunately for him, still not able to summon a turn 1 Spirit, but in any case, not a horrible board for turn 1.
Yeah, definitely.
And Trap does
right
have
about a Cosmic Cyclone.
Yeah.
And it actually
It
removes
does remove a
Treacherous.
Treacherous. That is a pretty good hit, yeah.
A Treacherous, oh my god. I'm bad at English, my bad.
It's all good. And we do see a stick chair combo once again.
Yup, opening godlike so far.
Now the question is, does Snek have two Treacherous?
Yeah, if he has the second one, it is going to be good. But he's
he has
having
a Book of
instead a
Moon,
Book
okay.
of Moon. Still gonna be good, definitively, because it is going to not allow Dexter to go for an Xyz. And because he has normal summoned, he cannot really tribute anybody else.
Exactly. We'll see if... So he is just going to go for the chair, draw another one. As per usual, it's usually what happens. He is just going to attack over the Sage here, so that he doesn't get the Synchro.
Nixel, which is going to discard the Banishment, and then another Banishment. Used to retrieve a contact for later.
I guess is the back row might be sanctified already. But in any case, yeah, contact follow-up definitely a good option for the future. I'm guessing his back row is either sanctified or I guess like Book of Moon or something, but we'll see what it is. He does Sneck summons Ancients though. So is gonna try and go for the synchro if Trap allows him to.
By the way, a good point on the side of Bonds is that he said he could have waited for the Book of Moon to wait for the position of chair if it is in attack or defense, just in case, but there will be maybe a possibility that Dexter will force anyways and put in attack, so maybe the situation will change.
Usually, yeah, you just wait for the second chair to be summoned, or to be revealed in the hand, rather, because there are some cases where the Stick Lord player will stop at one chair and instead do stuff with Dark Lords if they have the resources for it.
Yes.
So at least by waiting for the second reveal, you at least prevent that option from happening. But in this case, it didn't matter too much, and Trap summons another stick. My goodness.
The infamous shtick.
All right.
That's what other people say.
Mm-hmm. And it's just been stick chair all day. And yes, Scorpion, Trap Dexter repeated after losing the first game and has won 4 straight since.
Actually, I don't know which Xyz is gonna go. I'm sure he's thinking if he wanted to do or go for Shark Drake, but I guess he's gonna go for another play. Potentially Ouroboros is my guess.
Yeah, just gonna go Ouroboros. That makes the most sense here.
Yeah. And that is because of the stone as well.
Yes, exactly.
In Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, the deck repeats you.
True. That is very true.
It never does it to me.
Banish the blue was, yeah. So Trap's probably honestly not going to even attack. He's probably just going to set up the board for next turn. Actually, he's coming stick. Yeah, he can't go for lethal right now. So he's probably just going to set up the board for next turn, and then he'll go for it then.
Yes, I think he didn't have the.
Unfortunately for him, he didn't have enough resources for Nastin. Otherwise,
yeah, exactly. Because otherwise, I will have seen Nastin and then Ouroboros, and in that case, Ouroboros will have used the effect to send back the stone to hand. So, yep, lack of resources. Gets to normal summon the Sage. No, I don't think he's gonna go for an Xyz. Yeah, he's gonna go Sage into Sage. Okay. But yeah, I thought maybe he will go for the, how is it called, Princess Sight from the Sylvan Archetype, but it is an Xyz.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a possibility as well. I think this is probably a bit better for Sneck. He can potentially go for Spirit here to banish the back row.
Yes.
Followed by a Synchro.
No, if the Spirit has... Well, if Snake has a blue eye, so you can actually tribute the Spirit of White to then be able to special summon the blue eyes.
Yep.
And if
could
that's
be
the
a potential
case,
play to dodge it, yeah.
If that's the play that he does, then Snake is going to be in a nice spot because the Sanctified is basically banished.
Yep.
But does he have it?
Yeah, the main benefit, yes, he does have it, so he's going to tag out. So Sanctified will be banished for the rest of the game, and he will have to choose a monster to negate on his field, which is likely the Ouroboros.
And another thing is that he has the stone that he can flip up, I believe.
Yes, that's the stone. So now he can potentially go into, depending on what his hand is, he can go Vermilion Mech into Twin here.
True.
Although
Maybe
I
he'll
mean,
go
he
for
doesn't
Spirit.
have
Then.
lethal though, so he might just go Spirit, to be honest. But it really depends. If he has the Blue Eyes in hand, he could go for Twin here. But I also have to keep in mind that I believe Destiny Draw was procced earlier.
Yes.
So he does go for the Spirit here.
Yep, so turn 6 Trap is going to be able to use Destiny Draw. That was an interesting timing for the Azure, actually. He didn't use it on the draw phase of Trap, he
Yeah, I
used
used
it
it
on
at the end phase, which was kind of interesting. But I mean, in any case, it should be. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but I mean, it does the job for this turn in any case.
Yeah, but that means right now, the turn 7, Snake does not have protection.
It was potentially
I
like
think.
playing around like Book or something.
Okay,
Yeah, and chat's also saying Book of
Yeah,
Moon.
they
Yeah, I
also-
mean that was really the only thing I can think of is playing around Book of Moon, but
Yeah. That could be indeed a
yeah,
possibility.
yeah.
No, Spirit at least is forcing the Karma cut.
Mm. Well, Tez is in the graveyard right now, but Contact
Yeah,
also is.
the
There's
Blue Eyes
not.
was
There's
actually
not.
targetable. He did instead target the Spirit, which I wonder why he went for Spirit instead of Blue Eyes as well. Because as I mentioned, if he has like any other Blue Eyes, or just basically the fact that you eliminate the vanilla Blue Eyes, it's giving less possibility for Snake to go for Ultimate Dragons.
He does have the melody though, so a very good card to have in
alternative.
this situation. Is gonna go alternative, and then
Yeah, that's gonna be game, in my opinion, because he goes for alternative, uses the effect, Heliopolis, destroys the board if he has anything to discard from his hand.
yeah, Ixchel is going to summon back the Tez, but the resistance seems somewhat futile because now, yeah, now Twin's going to be summoned, and that should be enough for game.
Yep.
Tez being on the field, we know for sure that there wasn't any shenanigans in the hand, but in any case, Twin would have been able to avoid that. So the only thing that would have protected him from getting lethal would be Spirit Karibo, and it's not a super common tech. But Snek, after 4 games, will take Trap Dexter off the board. 4-2 leads, very good for Trap Dexter. Similar thing happened in the war between BNP and Phoenix today, where Serenity started 4-2. So interesting to see that, or the the 2 matches that I was either part of, either in the game or streaming, both started with 4-2 leads.
Yep.
And now we'll see who Tier 0 brings out next.
Any team that begins with 4-2, it's usually very good for them. 100%.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, as a lead, going like winning the first 2, winning like 2 games is considered pretty good. Anything above that is just icing on the cake.
Alright, so
Because
no
unlike
yeah. Oh, speak, no problem.
Okay, because I was just about to say, like, unlike the other players who are coming in on a counter as a lead, you don't know what deck you're going to be going up against game 1, and so it's a lot harder to do well as a lead as opposed to another player on the roster.
Yep. I think like the first deck you want to send, at least it's my opinion, will be either the deck is sort of polyvalent or the build is made polyvalent against most of the decks, or else you go for the deck that is polyvalent against multiple matchups.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know in our war today we led harpies and so did bricks and potatoes. Here we see an automat versus stick chair leads. Honestly, both are definitely candidate options for it. Automat can obviously sack any game that they're able to, and then stick chair doing stick chair stuff. But we do see -1 on the board now.
And Evil Eye.
Yes, Evil Eye gets brought out against Blue Eyes. Interesting.
Evil Eye against Blue Eyes.
Yeah. The main benefit with Evil Eye is they do get to banish the stones.
Yes.
However, it seems somewhat coin flip dependent, because as we see right now, Snek is doing. Well, I mean, he didn't get triple stones, so I guess it's fine here.
But yeah, unfortunately, he got 3 back throws, which I'm not sure if it's going to help him or not. But the fact that I think he played Karma Cut and also Book of Moon, it's still going to be fine because he can play around the Medusa, which is the worst card to fight against when it is combined with the Selene equipped card.
Yeah, I mean, and -1 was super fortunate that the card's a constant. This card was a legend and not an ancient. But
that as well. But
in any case, yeah, 3 back row, but
yeah.
no spirit was summoned. So I mean, -1 is now in a really good position potentially if he has a form.
And also the good thing to do, and I'm glad to see that the set opened the card just to be able to see which spell trap could it be. Because sometimes out of the spell traps, it's mainly specific for monsters, but maybe there's one of them which is for spell traps. In case Snake, let's say, plays any CC, any Cosmic Cyclone.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see what he ends up having.
No, he activated it, and the effect says you can add a Nebulae monster from the deck to the hand, so it depends if he has a Medusa or Basilius. We'll see which one he adds. He's gonna go with Medusa.
He does opt to get the Medusa here. And likely going for a Storm, yep. Whenever you see back row being set first, you know a Storm is coming.
Yep.
It doesn't get the full board clear, but clearing 2 is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially because we know Snek was playing Treacherous, and so he does hit a Treacherous in a book. Those are both huge hits, especially if the second one is a Tretch.
Yeah, I think Book of Moon.
It looks like there's no delay. Oh my goodness! If there's no delay, that last back row is a Tretch. Neg hit.
Yeah. If that's the case, it's not gonna be good at all for Snek, and I think -1 is going to get the win.
Well, there is. Yeah, I mean, if there's a delay right now, then there's a potential book still set, but did not seem like there was a delay there, though. Yeah.
That's a no Gorgonea using the effect. So you can banish the Gorgonea and discard a Nebulae and then search for a Nebulae spell trap from the deck. So if he didn't have Selene, he's going to be able to add Selene. Else he's going to be adding Defeat, which is the trap to send back monsters from the field to the hand. And no, he's going to instead add...
He does add an Awakening.
Yeah. Very interesting, and he does have Basilius.
Yeah, based off of the speed of things, I'm guessing the back row is dead, so either a Treacherous or a Bluff back row. Super unfortunate for Snek.
Yep.
-1 getting exactly what he wanted.
But imagine if it is droning, actually.
And now Catoblupus, or however you pronounce it, I'll just call it Kato, is going to be able to protect the Celine here.
Catoblupa. I don't know. Sounds French.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
-1 takes a pretty easy game there.
Yep, understandable scoop here. And because Snake won one duel at least, is gonna be using the second deck.
We'll see what Snek brings in as his other deck here. Ideally for him, probably stick Chairlord, but yeah, I don't know.
Yup.
It is gonna be Destiny Draw stick Chairlord, so
Yep.
this is kind of an interesting matchup because if you have stick chair stuff, there's almost no way that Dark Lord loses. But if you have mostly Dark Lord stuff, then Evil Eye can actually benefit greatly from the matchup. So it all depends on what Snek draws here.
Yeah, that, and also depends on the field that -1 is able to set. Like, if -1 has any monster equipped with the Selene, it's already a good start. So if Snake has anything for back row removal, it is going to be very beneficial for Snake, but if he doesn't play one in the deck, or at least two, then it's going to be difficult. So far the classic play, he's playing the Pareidolia to search for monsters. He's went for Basilius as he has the Medusa. Was able to normal summon Medusa, special summon Basilius, which is going to be sending a spell trap to the grave. And it will be the Gorgonaio to be able to search for a guaranteed Selene as he discards the second Gorgonaio.
It's gonna equip Selene to
Medusa.
and
if he has a defeat or Treacherous Trample, it is going to be good.
With the back row, it is likely a defeat.
Yeah.
But again, going back to what I was saying about the stick chair engine is if you do have that, and you return the Star Seraph cards, you just get a ton of pluses. And you just have to hope that you might no TK you, but otherwise, if you do stick chair stuff and it gets bounced, there's really no way to lose the matchup because you just get infinite pluses against the deck. But we'll see what
So far, Eggshell discarding a Tesca, drawing 2 cards.
Yeah. So that's ideal, because if he does go for contact here, he will be able to summon a monster. But he is just going to set a monster in a back row. That's definitely not what you want to see.
Yep.
Jeez.
If the back row isn't a Book of Moon or Sanctified, well, actually no. I think -1 is gonna take the time, because like I was thinking if he's going to go for the Xyz rank 3 to go for direct attack, but if he wants to stop the back row, maybe he could go for Alucard, which is a rank 3 Xyz to destroy that can destroy a spell trap set. Otherwise, he just stays with the field he has. He tries to attack with Medusa.
You can definitely go for Alucard if he has it. Go strict Alucard. But yeah, we'll see if he ends up having that or not. But yeah, set 2 after Ixchel draw is super super Pepe steer.
Yeah, as you said, it
shows how bad that hand is. Probably like, if I were to guess, probably like Leveneer, maybe like a Tez, and like I don't know.
Actually, Tez no, because Tez is banished. But yeah, it will be pretty much.
But yeah, I mean,
any Dark Lord
like
that does allow you to go for players. But as you mentioned, if he has Leveneer, it will be completely slowed down. And there's the Storm, which will destroy all the spell trap just to destroy one.
Karmaka is used in Desire. That would do it.
Alright,
That
so
would do it for sure.
defeat.
Yeah, that's gonna be it. Yeah.
That will be game anyways, because then no more back row anymore. Direct attack from -1. And that will be 2 to 6 so far.
-1 taking two pretty easy games off of Sneck, although with what we just saw with the Ixchel drawn to set 2, who could blame him?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me that's a big Sag.
And that's kind of the unfortunate thing about this iteration of Dark Lords, is it's so reliant on an oppressive engine. And when you do get it, it's amazing. And when you don't get it, you do have hands where it's just like, well,
Yeah,
I got
true.
my set. Hope they give me Destiny Draw. Like, it's like there are times where it's undeniably the best deck when it goes off, and then other times where it's just like, well, I hope my opponent's dumb and gives me Destiny Draw, otherwise I'm screwed.
Yeah.
That latter case happening for Sneck there, unfortunately. Bag 1 being too good of a player to know what's up. Would have gone for an easy OTK. And that
Yeah, I
would
mean,
be...
in terms of field, Snake had no possibility to come back, definitively. I guess maybe another back row will have helped him, or just having more monsters on the field will have been good enough for Snake to maybe go for something. Though, if he has, like, summoned a lot of monsters, and let's say he goes a lot for attack, let's say attacking Medusa, then Basilius, one thing he will need to pay attention to will be to not allow his opponent to go for the Xyz that goes for direct attack. Because if so, he attacks directly, and because of Titan Showdown, you do 4,000 damage, which will be lethal.
Yeah, Nightmare Shark definitely, like, in combination with Titan Showdown, is an option that's quite disgusting, but I mean it does do the job sometimes.
Yep.
I actually recently, like, for some reason I didn't manage to get a Nightmare Shark in the Shark event, so I went without it for a while, but with the KC Cup with me doing reasonably well, I finally was able to pick up a Nightmare Shark.
Nice.
So
I
we
actually
do
got
have
it
it
through
now.
the event. I think that was like the puzzles or the bingo thing where you get Nightmare Shark, wasn't it?
I'm trying to remember. I mean,
I'm
I
sure
feel like
it's
it was
something
the
about puzzles.
In any case, I missed it the first time it was released, and
Yeah, because everybody skips PvE.
yeah.
No one likes PvE.
Then plus G was saying it was the Shark event. Yeah, I mean that makes the most sense because the character is Shark, and the Exceed is called Nightmare Shark.
Yeah, true.
But, yeah. In any case, I missed it the first time, but now I have one. We're still waiting for FM's member. They have Soriton and Hormigan left.
Yep.
We'll see who they end up going with. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I know, like, from experience in the KC Cup, the Stick Chair Dark Lords have a pretty good matchup against Evil Eye, so I'm thinking FM will go to that. But I'm not 100% sure. I mean, something like Blue Eyes, like, with banishing the Celine can be good too. We'll see what FM ends up going out here. I think I only lost to Evil Eye once or twice in the KC Cup out of a dozen games or so, and that was usually because, as I said, if you get stick chair stuff against them, then their only hope is OTK, and with your pluses, you probably are able to prevent it, but all depends. Go on about it, no balls. True. I did actually win a couple Evil Eye games with Onomat of the dozen or so I played with it. Otherwise, I played Stick Chair Lord for the whole thing. I played a few with Blue Eyes as well, but at least 85% of my games were Stick Chair Lord.
I never played both of the decks, like nor Blue Eyes nor Dark Lord.
I mean, as I said, like this iteration of Dark Lord is by far like the easiest to learn because it's so reliant on a polarizing engine. Other variations of Dark Lord, you do have to know a bunch more combos, but this one's kind of just like fuel the fire for Stick Chair, or if you have like a reasonable Dark Lord hand, then you do some Dark Lord stuff to try and proc D-draw. But this iteration of Dark Lord is definitely a lot more forgiving in terms of learning the deck. As for Blue Eyes, it's kind of just... it's somewhat linear.
Sure.
But, I mean, there's still some lines that you can definitely miss with Blue Eyes, so...
I think so, yeah.
It's
no,
not
we're gonna
super
have Soda
hard.
Tune instead.
They are... I'm thinking this has to be Thunder Dragons, not Onomat, right?
Yeah, depending on the amount of cards, which is... no, it's 20 cards.
I mean, there are some Thunder Dragon lists with 20, but... he went Onomat here.
Actually,
that is actually
true.
super big balls.
Actually true, like there is very, very few 20 card builds with Thunder Dragon, because I think, you know, you send a lot of cards because you're using a Loof Lupine or even Lightsworn, and you want to at least have maybe some hand traps or just possibilities to have more cards to just avoid the cards. So I think that's why people go for 22 cards and few actually going for 25 or 26.
Yeah, I mean, the bigger lists usually tend towards like Sark builds as opposed to charge builds, but I mean, I have seen some like super high charge builds as well, so it really just depends. Obviously, the benefit with playing less cards is you have higher consistency of getting Lupine as well as your power card in charge, but we'll see.
That is true. Paridol, yeah, searching Basilius. Having the Medusa and Selene right off the bat.
Onomat doesn't necessarily lose to the monster that protects Selene, but it prevents the OTK from happening sooner rather than later.
Yes. No, Evil Eye Awakening. I still forget the effect. I know this card can be played in Evil Eye, and I think
I know negative
everyone
one
plays
is
it one.
for it right now.
He is having
Yeah.
a board. Actually, wait.
He is going to protect the Selene here, so...
Yeah, because I think he's not, you know, like, he's not gonna get any defeat or anything. Like, I don't think negative one has any way to get more back row. I do believe it is the end of turn, if I'm correct. Let me just see that.
He won't have any other,
Okay,
yeah, he can tag back. He can tag OTK over this Selene.
No, he has the Gorgonator, and I think he needs to discard a
That's
card from
already-
the hand, so no. That's pretty much going to be it for the field. Unless negative one wants to go for an Xyz rank 3, which he could go for, but I don't see any point of doing it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I don't know what you could make here. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Like, either, like, if you were to make one, either, like, Giga Brilliant to boost the Medusa, or Zen mains, but yeah, negative one is just gonna pass as expected. We'll see if Sorton is actually playing Onomat. It is likely with 20 cards, but it could also be 20 card TDs. So we'll see what he ends up going with.
I believe Ingenar works actually against Medusa, because one thing to remember is that Ingenar doesn't target. It is just basically saying I send all monsters that are on the field back to the hand. Or deck, I believe. And the thing is that Selene is instead protecting from card effects that target the Medusa.
Yeah, definitely.
And one main issue, by the way, is that Sartin is gonna have to try to deal at least against the 2 level 3 monsters, but the main problem is that Selene is actually protected by the Catapult. So
Yeah, exactly. So if this is Automat, then he won't be able to clear the Selene this turn. He is
yeah.
actually playing Automat. Wow. Okay. He is playing Automat. I'm not sure if this would have been the deck I would have sent in against this, but I mean, I'm guessing with their last 2 pairs, they didn't have a lot of good options left. Automat can win a pretty quick game against Evil Eye, but
Alright, so going for the Photo Strike Bouncer.
yeah, I wouldn't have expected them to bring in
Nothing
Automat
else.
here.
And he doesn't attack. Okay, why is this case?
The reason he attacked the
Yeah, that's a good choice.
there, there's 2 reasons. Number 1, obviously, being that Basilisk can foolish stuff. The other reason is because since Kato was summoned with Awakening, Kato can actually summon itself from the graveyard.
Yeah, it's more basically like the effect of Catapult is that if it is in the graveyard and you control an Evil Eye, you can special summon it back. So not only if you attack the other rank 3 that will have been useless, because Catapult just gets back in the field, while Basilius, I believe you cannot do so. It's more like, indeed if you control an Evil Eye, you can special summon the card, but only from the hand. So Basilius is not going to remain in the grave, unless there's maybe any card that gets to special summon back the Basilius.
Gorgono is going to use the effect here. And he's gonna add a field.
Very dull, yeah, but I think he's just baiting because no, he actually goes for it. Oof.
No, I mean because he's
lethal.
already baited out Bouncers, so he's likely gonna go for another. Oh no, he's gonna go
Medusa. Okay. I'm actually super surprised that he went for another Medusa. I mean, maybe he just goes and does and exceeds? Yes, it does.
Yeah, I mean, he should have lethal here. I'm pretty sure.
I was just wondering why he didn't went for the Nightmare shot, but yeah. Will have been a similar situation in any case.
Yeah, because now, I mean, Titan Showdown's is going to go for lethal anyway. Yep. So, you know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they brought in Onomat here. As I said, I kept saying that, but with that one card protecting Selene, it makes things super hard to go for the OTK. Because obviously, if the card's not there, then you can bolt Selene, and then you can usually out it pretty easily. But if they don't have that and card's protected, it becomes a lot harder.
And it is going to be a repeat, by the way. I don't think it is such a bad choice, but yeah, like if -1 basically gets the first turn, he's able to set quite a good field. If he has Catapult, that's for me. Catapult is the main card that saves -1 out of everything.
You know, I'm really interested to see what this last pair is. If they decide to bring in this and repeating. I'm guessing maybe like Blue Eyes and something. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely a ballsy Definitely a ballsy move from FM though to go on a bat and then repeat it.
I'm gonna get killed by this joke, but yeah, ballsy, cold beatboxer.
Solid.
And fun fact, there is a beatboxer called Ballsy. Not joking. No, -1 getting this first turn, it is going to be very beneficial for him getting this party duel of the searches for an Evoli. So far setting the field he wants, and of course has the Catablapa, so he is going to be able to special summon it. And if there's any Selen, he's going to yet again protect the Selen by the effect of the Catablapa.
Earlier, so we know he had it, and now
No,
yeah,
I just
now
wondered.
Kato can protect it, yeah.
I was just wondering if Certain has a Cosmic Cyclone in his deck, that could be fine actually, because he gets rid of the Selen. It's, I think, a possibility.
Yeah, Cosmic Cyclone would be a nice out for sure. Unfortunately for Onomat though, especially like in Team Wars format, you usually just see True Nade and that's it. Cosmic definitely comes up more in the side, especially when like cards like Shadow Imprisoning Mirror and I mean even like on occasion Necrovi, but usually like Shadow Imprisoning Mirror come out. Cosmic can be good for those as well as obviously just back row in general, but yeah, probably not going to see it from Soriton though.
Yeah.
So
most likely. I will be insanely surprised if there's any Cosmic Cyclone, but it's still something rarely seen in... Well, I don't know if rarely seen, but not often seen in automatic decks.
Yeah, I mean, what I will tell you is if Cosmic is in this hand right now, then Soriton can actually win this game, but if he doesn't, then it's not going to be ideal for him.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what's going to happen. So far, the fact that he's thinking a lot, I don't think he opened the Cosmic.
No. Yeah, it's very unlikely that there's a Cosmic in this. But, that being said, they did bring in Onomat to counter this, so they could. They very well could. I'm not going to disclose it, but yeah.
I'm just summoning the sister so far.
But for the most part, Onomat lists do have True Nade, and that's it. So
yeah, that's like the most often card used to remove the back row, which is here the main issue.
Mm-hmm.
And of course the effect of Gaga Coat, which will try to special summon the Dot of the Buster, but Medusa can actually banish it before.
Yep.
And yup, gaining 1000 attack due to the effect of Gorgoneo and Selene at the same time, even though he only loses 500 life points.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the power of Gorgoneo. And in conjunction with Selene, they do get that extra benefit of doubling the attack. Strike Bouncer is going to be made here, likely going to attack the Bacillus, but yeah, this is... I mean, this is likely going to be it.
Yeah.
Oh, he is? Oh, right, he is gonna... Yeah, that makes sense. Because Kato was summoned from the graveyard as opposed to summoned by Awakening, so this time around he can actually go for Kato, but in any case, it's still a tough position.
Yep. Ooh. Cheeky play. Cheeky play.
Yep. Cheeky indeed.
8,000 on points. This man is playing TCG to make that much damage. And Soriton is gonna have to leave the table though. The counter did not work here at all.
Yeah, unfortunate for FM.
Is already going to be on the table. We'll just go fast here. I would like to see some speedruns. strats must be so bad today. It's unbelievable. We're just gonna go straight in.
Oh no, they have another Onomat. FM's super heavy with the Onomats today, unless this is Thunder Dragon, like
Yep.
Flankar Thunder Dragon. But I'm guessing it has to be another Onomat.
Oh, -1. Actually, game takes the first turn.
Yeah. And again, like it seems like, I mean, in most matchups, you'd be happy with going second as Onomat, but this is just one matchup where it's just usually not the case, just because of what we can see with Evil Eye in terms of setting up Celine, getting protection for Celine potentially. If that doesn't happen though, Onomat still is super happy with going second. It's just, I mean, Evil Eye is super consistent with setting that up. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but. FM in a super rough position now. They're out of repeats and they're on their last duelist.
Yeah, that's also what I said Levisan earlier, but yeah. Like Cosmic Cyclone will have been very good, but the thing is that so many Onomat players, instead of running Cosmic Cyclone, they run Hate Trunade to remove more back row. But I still think that as a card, Cosmic Cyclone is just insanely polyvalent against a lot of decks. And you will have some decks that you just prefer to at least be focused on one card, which is helping a certain deck to do the cycles, such as Dark Lord that has, let's say, Contact or even Sanctified, or in that case that we got to see a Volai that has the Celine equipped card.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, to be fair, I mean, maybe FM did bring in Onomats with Cosmic. We never really got to see it because -1 didn't really set back row, and obviously, I mean, there were prime opportunities to use Cosmic, and then Cosmic was never there. So.
Indeed. So yet again, classic beginning on the side of -1. He's going to have the Pareidolia.
Yes, it was going to have the Bacillus. Or the Bacillus, rather.
I'm very surprised because it doesn't begin with Medusa.
Could add Awakening potential. Oh no, he's just gonna add Defeat.
Yeah, maybe he has a Selene already. So I think Selene is going to be equipped to Basilius. And now that he has Defeat, he has very much some defense. And at the same time, of course, Catapult Power, which will be able to protect the Evolai of Selene. Though, the thing I don't understand is that Hormigun, if he has the Hate Trunade, in that case, that could be lethal. Depending on how he opens.
Well,
okay, so
there is
far
the Hate Trunade in there, yeah.
And by the way, Prismatic Hate Trunade. Holy.
I mean, yeah, thankfully for -1, there is that nice symbiotic relationship with Kato and Celine. He is going to be able to keep that monster on the field, but he will take significant damage with the Basilius after the attack.
Though I just wonder, because like one thing that could be possible still is, okay, let's see, he is going for...
Okay, he defeats, adds, or returns this guy back. Oh.
It was... I just realized the Selene was equipped to the Catapult Bomb. Okay.
Yes.
I made a miscalculation. Hormigun is just going to be able to go for a few XCs to at least maybe have some control, but he's not going to be able to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, the Dodo draw will help here. But again, see what he has. He has the Ignore combo that could potentially be the out.
Yes, if he does have that,
the Buster here, yeah.
If he does have a way for that, it's going to be very, very good. Ignore is just ideal against a field that just has a lot of protection from targeting effects, for example, or just having a very just having strong monsters on field in terms of attack.
Yeah, I mean it's still a rough position because I mean obviously you can't bolt the Celine right now because Kato's protected it.
I'm going for the wind as
So
well.
really, yeah.
I think he's having lethal so far because I mean, Coat is going to be able to special summon the Buster. Then you have Sister. You use the effect on the Coat to make it level 6. That will be the way to go for Enganar actually.
Yep.
And because he drew the wind, that will be potential lethal.
Depends what his last 2 cards in his hand are, but yes, he could potentially have here if he goes for the Ignore.
I'm just going to suppose -1 is playing the classic Every Light build. I don't expect any Sphere Karibo or Kytroid.
No, definitely not. It's for sure the originals or the standard one. There is no Ignore here though, just the Bouncer.
Okay.
Yikes. Alright, so there is no out to this.
No Enganar. That's sad, because if he had Enganar, that would have been lethal. But yeah, like, it's also not often that you get to bring Enganar, which is hard to decide if you want to bring it in the extra deck or not. Like, it's pretty situational. And hello to you, Nightfox. Yeah, Dracogood, it's actually normal. I just think that you have a deck that is generally making fast Xyz instead of having like 3 monsters to then make an Xyz. Like Enganar requires 3 monsters, level 6, and you have few situations with Onomata play to actually be able to go for that. So it's not that simple to really go for that. Now the good thing is that because he has the Bonzer, because he has the Bonzer, he's going to be able to negate Nightmare Shark, which is not going to be able to go for direct attack. So that's the only very good thing, and I do believe he used Caterpillar Pass's effect again. Let me see. Yes, indeed. So he used did use Caterpillar Pass yet again to protect Selen.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate because unless there is a Cosmic somewhere in Hormigan's deck, there's just really no way to out.
Actually, I just came to think of one idea. It is going to be crazy, but if he has... No, okay, that's going to be different. But I was thinking of a rank 4 monster that was released in the latest selection box. It is a UR that you can actually reduce a monster's attack to 0, I believe.
What? He bolted his own Bouncer. Wow. Wait, does he have the Ignore? Does he have it after all?
If it is the case, I'm going to be insanely shocked.
Bolt on Bouncer, wow.
And he does. Yeah, Paladinimo is the one I was mentioning.
He does have the Ignore after all of that. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Very surprising, but I guess just waiting for confirmed lethal. So I mean, good play by baited out -1 and goes for the Ignore. That was actually a super big brain play, not gonna lie.
Baiting -1, but baiting me as well.
Yeah.
Me cago en ti, hormigón, de verdad.
Baited all of us there.
Es hormigón por algo. He's hormigón for something. Sheesh, I feel insanely baited.
Yeah, that was
and
super
that's gonna be my mind for the whole night. Definitively. Now let's see the second deck the -1 is bringing. You will need 2 lights to make that one. Okay, yeah. Thank you for the confirmation, guys. So 2 light monsters to make Paladinimo. That's quite a restriction for the card though, because like the Exist is definitively good. So 2 light monsters. There's like. Yeah, Autobot doesn't even have the possibility to go for that in the end, because you have Earth and Dark monsters in general.
-1 once again going first. I
22
feel like -1
cards,
is
and
not
he's
first.
going for Shiranui. Okay.
Shiranui, wow. Alright.
And Destiny draws a skill.
Very interesting out of tier 0. Okay, this will have a
I mean, to be fair, Hate Trunade, if he has it. No.
Well, him summoning Sister probably confirms that he doesn't. But yeah, -1 getting away with one here.
What do you get for guessing that, Max?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know, I guess a shutout. That's all
It looks
I
like
can
my,
do.
it looks like my auto duel deck. Shiranui with wads and like gravity lashes.
Yeah.
But -1 probably has like some sort of reactive back row as his last one, so we'll see what
The
he ends up
latest Fiendish Shame could be one of the possibilities. And by the way, he has the Giga Child. He gets to summon the coat. Okay.
Now, the interesting thing with Child here specifically is the fact that, unlike other... okay, the Floodgate is going to come out. But the one interesting thing about Child as opposed to any other Onomat here is you can't lock him out with level manip into toggle on use book effects, because Child can just copy whichever monster's not booked. So interesting interaction there, but Hormigan is just going to go for a rank 4 Exceed. Probably, I mean, I would have said Dweller if Dweller wasn't 17, but yeah, he is just going to go for the Spider here,
Yeah.
which I mean is a smart option, because Spider will gain, or Malevolent Sin rather. I don't know why Malevolent Sin isn't called Spider or something, but regardless. Is gonna gain 300, so he is gonna be safe from a potential level 6 zombie synchro. Unfortunately for Hormigan, if -1 does have a tuner or something, then things could get a little problematic for him.
Yes, exactly. If -1 does have the Spectral Sword, it is going to be big damage done by -1. I do not think it is going to be...
That'll do it too. That'll do it too.
That's going to be lethal, especially because of Solitaire. Sheesh.
You could potentially make Sun Saga here, I think. Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
make
he's going to be making Shogun Saga at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it doesn't matter which Synchro 6 he summons, it's the fact that he's going to banish the level 6 Synchro, reduce enough attack to the Malevolent Sin.
He might just have 2 Solitaire though, as opposed
Actually,
to
now
one.
let me calculate. I'm just saying stupidity. It's not going to be lethal yet. It's not going to be lethal because 500 attack left, so Malevolent Sin will have 2,200, and then his Shogun Saga will have 5,500. That will be 3,300 damage.
Yeah, it won't be enough. Usually, I mean, like, if you're going for like the full 5,500, usually if you had a monster that's 2,000 or less, then you do have lethal.
Yep.
Because then you can banish the Squire, or not the Squire Saga, the other level 6 one, and then it can reduce by 500, and then you get 55 per game.
It's gonna be big damage, actually. Still going to be very big damage. What's gonna happen? And just because you said why is Malevolent Sin called like that instead of a spider, and I do think it's because the spider is a representation of a sin.
Yeah, that's fair.
Actually, he didn't
Although,
go for Sun Saga. Why?
I think the reason for that is because he's probably playing 2 solitaire as opposed to the 1 solitaire, 1 Sin Saga. But with there being the quad semi-limit, he probably just didn't go for it.
I think he just tried to read, let's say, one of the Xyzs that says, I'm going to send you back to the extra deck or hand. No, he has head though, which is going to be special summoning the tribe back on the field.
That is going to be lethal, I think, because he can go for M7 here, bouncing the Synchro,
Yes.
and then that'd be enough for lethal.
And the main thing, I'm liking the move he has done. He has the code, which is going to be able to special summon 1 Onomat from the grave.
Yeah, if I were to guess why he didn't go into Sun Saga, it's probably because he just doesn't have it.
I mean, yeah, I will be surprised if he doesn't have it, but Cold Bean did a possibility, but for me that will be because he was reading or trying to avoid the lethal. Just like that, but I mean, that was still lethal, so 4 to 8. So no -1 is going to be leaving the table. We're gonna be waiting for the next player from tier 0.
Pretty good run for Chop Dexter and -1, both taking
Alright.
4 items here.
I'm actually sorry, no, I just wanted to mention that for those who don't know yet, there is a YouTube channel for Team Was, which will be mainly used to get all the VODs from this season and also the previous ones for those who want to see the previous war and at least be able to watch them again. This is going to be a YouTube channel for that, and I think also for the Fantasy League and all this stuff. More details will be told by the referees and the other stuff, but yeah, feel free to go back there if you want to see specific VODs there, and yeah, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And
but yeah, as Metal mentioned in the chat, though, the reason Code didn't summon there is because after Head summons, the only monsters you can special summon are from the extra deck.
Yes, that is true.
So Terrific is on the board now. We'll see if Terrific can close out the last 2 games. It's going to be playing
Okay,
Yugo.
that's gonna be Thunder Dragon Allure of Darkness.
Yeah.
Very few times I got to see, but in the latter I got to see it more often actually.
Yeah, most likely. And yep, he gets the Lupine.
That's a
With
good
30
start.
cards, still gets the optimal Lupine banish here. Wow. Yeah. Crazy.
Indeed. The thing though with this version is he's
barely
not
do it
gonna
with
get an
22.
easy. He's not gonna get an easy Legionnaire. It's mostly going to be Thunder Dragon plays here so far.
Yeah, he's gonna end on a Bouncer most likely. That will at least stop a potential search with oh yeah, he's just gonna end on those 2. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because he can float more, but
Exact.
I think M7 plus Spider is lethal though, unless he has a Veil in hand.
We'll have
He
to
probably
see
does. He probably does have a Veil if he made this play, but we'll see if he does.
Yup. I still think that was a good choice to not go for any Xyz in that position, because when you have a Luflipine destroyed or roar, you have effects that are available for you. which is going to be
definitely.
beneficial
The
for
floating
Terrific.
effects can definitely be good. Yeah. With the Dodo draw, we will likely see a double exceed here, but we will. We'll see. Hormigan thinking on which line he wants to go through with the onomatopoeia play.
He will be taking the vertical line, the one for the victory. He goes like that. Sorry, just up there.
The one and only
4,000. No, he's not gonna get this 4,000 damage easily on the second turn though. So I think he's gonna mainly set up some exceeds, which will be more for control. I will guess the simple one would be Bonzer. He could actually go for Ptolemy if he wants to send back one of the cards, but I don't think it is beneficial, so I still think if he goes for a rank 6, it will be the Phantom Bonzer. Abyss Dweller isn't that bad as well. If he, for example, says he wants to attack the Dragon Warrior and then the Aloof Lupine, then having the Abyss Dweller isn't that bad because you negate the effects from the grave. But I don't think he's going to go for all that play.
Yeah, we'll see what he ends up doing here. I think he might still potentially try and go for lethal with perhaps like an M7 plus Spider, but there is a likely chance that there is a Veil or Karibo with how he played this, as I mentioned earlier.
Yes.
So we'll see if they take the risk or they go with more conservative play, but yeah, we'll see. Yes, there was a potential dispute on something -1 could have done differently. Given what he had, he did make the correct play. There was no Coral Dragon into Onimaru play because he summoned Solitaire. There just wasn't enough resources for it. But in any case, that's in the past. We're now in the future with Terrific and Hormigan.
Yeah.
And Hormigan is going to copy to make
Inganar. This time,
2/6s.
maybe?
He can potentially go. No, he's going to go into M7. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Sending back the Roar, looking good, and I think Lupine, let me see.
And there's the
so
bolt.
Far, yep, he gets to destroy the Lupine. Lupine has the effect that retrieves one of the banished cards.
Now, unfortunately for Hormigan, is if there is a Veil in the hand here, he won't be able to dodge.
And there's the Veil indeed.
As expected, but unfortunately for Hormigan there, 1800 is just enough to proc the Allure by Darkness.
That as well.
Yeah, now he's going to be in Dragon Dark Search. So this is basically a pot of greed.
Exactly. Yeah, actually it's a pot of greed for any deck that uses some banished card mechanic.
For the most
and
part,
for Thunder Dragon it is going to be very beneficial because when you banish the cards or send them to the grave, you have effects that gets to be triggered, so it is indeed a good skill for you. No, the Allure by Darkness is not a new version of Thunder Dragon. It has been played almost since the beginning of the Thunder Dragon release. Like when you had the 23rd main box release or something like that. Some few people actually have tried this skill before, but right now with the hand traps you get, the cards you get, it is becoming more beneficial. And the Scoop, understandable one. So Terrific is going to be taking the point, and that's going to be 4-9. And now you have Hormigan that has to go for his last deck.
Yeah, I mean, like, Hormigan did have to go for a lethal play there. I mean, he didn't really have much option in just sitting on, like, something more conservative, because I mean, the the longer the duel goes on, the more chances Automat has to lose. So you get
Yep.
the idea, but the Veil was there to stop it, and we are on match point for Tier 0 now.
Exactly. But will Hormigan be able to stop them getting the win? Or is it going to be Terrific gaining the win? We'll see though.
It's going to be tough to reverse sweep here. Tier 0 still has a repeat left, and
As well.
yeah, and they still have more than half their decks available.
And
So
first turn actually goes for
well,
Hormigan.
they have half now, but sorry, no, they still have 6. What am I talking about? 9-4. Yeah,
Not a bad
Hormigan
beginning. He's gonna have at least a scepter, but doesn't have a chair, so
does not have the full stick chair here.
yep, ends the turn.
We see a charge of the Light Brigade here.
Looking good as for the charge of the Light Brigade. He gets to send a Dragon Roar and a Dragon Duo.
Not awful mills for sure.
And
Mills
no
a
goes
light,
with
that's
rated.
really good for him. But we'll see.
Yup. There might be a point where he's up. Oh, okay. Sanctified
He's
early
gonna change
one.
the Sanctified, yeah.
Not
Good
a bad
call
choice
there.
at all.
Yep. Preventing any potential like chaos summoning here. There's only 2 materials, so you can't even summon a 11 year at this point.
Exactly. Like all Terrific can do is use some Thunder Dragon card effects. If he has, for example, the Hulk, he can still special summon the Dragon Roar from the graveyard.
Best case scenario for Terrific is he does have a Dragon Hawk in hand and summons the Roar here to attack over. But aside from that, nothing's going to be as notable as what would have been if this Raiden was allowed. He is going to Dragon Roar discard here, going to add back the Dragon Duo. But unfortunately for him, still, there's only dark monsters in the graveyard, so Dragon Duo won't be summoned here yet.
Exactly. That's true. He only has dark monsters. Because he has the 2 Dragon Roar in the
He could
grave.
still have the Dragon Hawk. He could still have the Dragon Hawk, so you
Yeah.
have to keep that in mind. And if he does have that, then he will be able to summon it, but you will see.
What is going to be the choice? I'm waiting for the choice. And he does have
He does
the
have
Hulk.
the Dragon Hawk, yep. So he will be able to summon Dragon Duo if he so wants to. And he is going to summon it.
The only
He
one
doesn't have lethal though because of the thing. So he's likely just going to attack with Dragon Duo so he can search something, and then he's probably going to pass to not proc Destiny Draw. That would probably be the best thing you can do here.
Exactly. I think he's not going to want to let Hormigan get the Destiny Draw to then force him to go for Nixies because he has a chair.
Oh wow, he does go for the attack.
Okay. So I think the reason why he goes for that is because you have Sanctified, which is in graveyard. And that means that Hormigan is not going to be able to get any life points anymore.
Yeah, I think the main reason he went for this specifically is probably because he does have a Veil in the hand.
Yeah, and like I think the best way for Hormigan to win will be to go for Utopia Ray if he does have it.
Yeah, because I mean, I hope he has like Sphere Karibo, honestly, because like
if
Utopia Ray
has
that would be lethal. Yeah.
Exactly, like any
Yeah, if he doesn't have the defense in the hands, he should have just stopped at the Dragon Duo attack. So we'll see if Terrific does actually have the Sphere here. But Utopia Ray is going to come out here and potentially go for lethal.
So now with Utopia Ray, he is going to be able to use 3 times the effect to be able to get 4,000 attack. Alright, Eggshell. Actually, no, I don't think he's gonna go for Levineer, does he? I mean, he's doing no Utopia Ray, so...
No, I mean, if he has it, he'll set up he'll set up a Dark Lord, but I mean, he won't be able to like he's not going to be able to get his or he's not going to be able to gain life points for the rest of the game, especially now that Amdusk is in the graveyard, so he has no way to recycle now.
He does have an Astonate list just in case there's a Sphere Creeper as well.
He's going for an all-out push for sure. Unfortunately for him, if he does have Sphere, this is likely going to be a Terrific's game. He's going to go for the Lemonade as well, yeah.
And
gonna try and rip out a potential Sphere Karibo here. We'll see if he does.
Oh,
unfortunately for him, he misses it.
Oh.
There was a 1 in 3 chance that the odds
weren't very close. He's still gonna be able to go for some push though.
Yeah.
The thing is that which card does he want to attack? I think the best will be Raiden, because if he goes for the Roar, he gets to force a special summon from the deck, and the card is getting back to the hand, so the ideal will be to go for Raiden, I think. At least he pushed, but at the same time, Allure of Darkness is going to be used by Terrific, which is going to allow him to banish 1 card after drawing 2 cards.
Terrific might not go for Allured by Darkness right now, and he doesn't, because he only had 1 card in hand.
Yeah, that's the main reason indeed.
If he had, let's see the graveyard right now, there is fuel for 11 here right now. That would be devastating if he does, because then he can clear both the Levineer and the Nastin without having to worry about the negate, because his life points are below 1,000, and then he can attack over the last card, and that'll be it.
So far, Dragon Hulk is being used, which is going to be special summoning another dragon, and I think it's going to be another Dragon Roar. No Dragon Duo, I forgot he can special summon it indeed, so yeah, wise choice.
I mean, Horbigan's last lifeline is that Dragon Duo doesn't get over 31. I think if Dragon Duo is able to get over that, then there's no recovery here. There is still yeah, that's gonna be it. I don't see a way out of this for Dark Lord right now.
I also don't see it.
Stick chair is gone. I mean, there is contact to prolong the game, but there really isn't much.
Actually, contact, will not even do anything. Because the fact that Sanctified is in the grave and then he got pushed by Terrific is completely locked.
Let's see a random Wall of Disruption one time.
Oh man,
I think that's really the only thing.
Yeah, wall of Disruption, or even droning in worst case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just all bad for the Dark Lord player now. He's out of plays. Tier 0 likely going to win this game and this match, but we'll not call it early just yet. We'll see if Terrific can close. There's a second Dragon Duo. Could potentially go for the Helio if you wanted. Wait, he has... Yep, he had the Lighting Graveyard for it.
Yep. Another Dragon Duo
touch...
and then Helio, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, either way, there's... Yeah. Either the back row stop that, or the back row only stops 1 attack, and that's going to be it. But Tier 0 takes it 10-4. Wow. Insane match.
Quite a war, definitively.
Decision from Forbidden Memories in terms of bringing in the Onomat against Evil Eye. And then there's one other interesting play where they attacked into the Levineer and the Star Seraph as opposed to both Star Seraphs and ended up paying for it. But overall, pretty good match.
Well, no, in terms of score, one fun fact is that Forbidden Memories had 4 wins and 3 losses, while Tier 0, I believe, had 3 wins and 4 losses. So both of the teams have exactly the same score, 4 wins and 4 losses. So for the two teams, it is not really over yet. They have some chances to qualify for playoffs, but they will need the next 2 wins, otherwise I believe they don't make it to playoffs, if I'm correct.
I believe that's how it works. Yeah, I mean, in the position of 4-4, yeah, really, I mean, you're pretty much going for a wild card, if not like first or second in your division. So I mean, there's that at least. But yeah, it's a lot more difficult for sure. And the division, Forbidden Memories, Tier 0, Bricks and Potatoes, and Phoenix is quite the division. Honestly, like I'm surprised it's not a playoff bracket. But
True.
yeah, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be rough for Forbidden Memories in Tier 0. I'm gonna have to go against Bricks and Potatoes and then us. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, really good match today. We
Yep,
saw
I
a lot of
agree.
fair stuff at the beginning. So Tier 0 definitely had some nice luck in their favor. But they also didn't really make any mistakes from what I saw. So
Yep. I don't know, I can say more. I think that was an interesting lineup from the two sides concerning the decks they used. And I'm just still intrigued of the choice for Onomat against Evilite, but for me, yet again, it's not forcefully bad, but if you go with Hate Trunade, you just don't have often wins against Evilite by default, because Hate Trunade sends the set cards back to hand, but that's all it does. So,
definitely, and it looks like we'll be getting -1 for the interview, so we'll wait for him to pop in.
Yep, sounds good. I was just taking my time just in case. And yep. So there will be an interview with -1 as... Ah, he's here. I'm so slow.
Yes, he is. All right. So we have -1 with us. First of all, congratulations on another successful KC Cup. And also for a successful win. How did you guys feel about this match going into it?
I don't hear -1 on my side. Do you hear him?
I don't hear him either.
Okay, maybe there's a glitch. It does happen.
Am I coming through?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
you're
I
coming
do
through.
hear you now. Take your time, no worries.
Should be all. Call should be fine, yeah.
Yep, I guess. Otherwise, if
Yep.
you want, we can move to another voice chat, just in case it lags, but we'll try like that. So,
Yeah, we can hear
yep.
you.
I think
No,
you can
I'll
begin.
just
the
like
question.
add half a minute.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah, I guess what questions?
Yeah,
you guys
so
got,
like
if any?
yeah, as I said, like congratulations on the KC Cup, doing well in that, and then obviously with the win today. How did you guys feel about this matchup going into today?
We felt pretty good. We kind of expected a somewhat different lineup, I guess. This wasn't really. They I think they brought a lot more Onomat than we were expecting they would. But yeah, it was. It's always nice to win. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you brought up a good point about the Onomat. They definitely did bring quite a bit, and I was honestly quite surprised from the casting desk with Disturbia that they brought in Onomat against Evil Eye. How'd you feel about that?
That I was surprised by. I think I should have even won my last Evil Eye game. I just my internet's been bad, so like I ran low on time, and unfortunately didn't get to make the play for the win. But it happens, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you still took off 4 games, and same with your teammate Trap Dexter. So I mean, you guys had a really good lead at the beginning. Going into these last 2 weeks, you're going to be playing against Bricks and Potatoes, and then against us, Phoenix. How are you feeling about the next 2 weeks?
Well, I think we have to win both in order to make playoffs, so we intend to win both. So we hope to do our best, you know.
Sounds good. To the point.
So you guys beat Bricks, which was, yeah. I think it was Bricks was like the favored to win that match, but was I guess an upset. So congrats on that.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I mean, as we kind of saw today, it was kind of similar actually with I mean, both with Trap Dexter and with Serenity as the leads. Both of them stick chair Dark Lord, and that's really all you need to get the momentum going. But yeah. But yeah, these next 2 weeks, both must wins for you. To the point you wanted to win. Do you have any questions, Disturbia?
Yep, I'm not going to ask much, and I hate to put stress on anybody here, but yeah, just for curiosity, because we got some recent leaks of the potential next cards, next box coming up. Do you think there's going to be quite a viral change concerning the meta, the decks we could see after the ban list, or a potential ban list if it ever happens?
I think the ban list is coming out the 30th, or if you're on the West Coast, the 29th. But yeah, and then probably the box is coming out like, I don't know, before that a little bit, somewhere around next week. I'm not sure when.
Yeah,
And, yeah, it's gonna. I mean, the box itself is pretty. It's pretty major, but like, in combination with a ban list, I think it has a lot of potential to really change, like, the entire format, which I think a lot of people would appreciate, including myself.
Yeah, including myself as well, and especially when I get to see
you're
my
not
favorite
alone
card
there.
I gotta say it in front of everyone, but Grafa, it is my card. He is my husband. I've been waiting for him 3 years, and I'm just glad to see that. Not really because, I'm only a fan of Dark World, but basically it's also a sign that we still get an opportunity to get some older cards from older archetypes. We also see Fire Brotherhood having some appearance, so yup, I don't know. I'm very stoked for what we get to see in the next meta. And also, I think for the sake of Team Wars or any other league, it will be very interesting to see all the decks that people will bring, and all the builds and all that. And yeah, I don't think I have any more questions.
War coming up too, but yeah, be interesting to see how the. Obviously with the LCQ, it's just going to be the same meta tomorrow, but with the playoffs, could potentially see a shake-up in the meta. So that'll be interesting.
True. Well, for me,
all right,
that is it.
Yeah. For sure.
Yep, that's everything for me as well. Thank you, -1, for coming in for the interview, and congratulations once again on the win today.
Yep, I second that.
Yep, thanks.
And yeah, I have nothing else. Just maybe I will see if Team Wars staff wants to do a raid. I don't know. I'm actually going to be pinging Z+Z just in case. And then yet again, that is it for me with the stream. Thanks again, Tnobes99, to be here with me for the casting. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, of course, I had a lot of fun doing this. Seeing 2 top-tier teams going at it was a pleasure to cast.
Yeah, no problem. As always, I'm always open for the casting. I just don't ask often, but I'm always open.
Sounds good.
So yeah, just in case, let me see. I'm just gonna wait for the signal to see if there's a raid or not. And actually, I'm gonna be cutting it. I forgot that he doesn't have the perm, so yup. Everyone who's here, thank you very much for watching the stream and the interview. Again, it was me and Tnobes99 from... Actually, wait a second. Oh, actually, we are having a raid. It's fine. It's fine. We are having a raid. It's all good. I'm going to be still landing here, but waiting for the raid to be done. And I'll see you guys next time.
See you guys. Peace.
Peace.